Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible start to the week, or at least as good as can be expected. It's been a bit rough out there. We've got Redingus in the house, Legendary, Senor Steak, we've got Anna, Brad Slads, Emmanuel, who else do we have here? Valiant Energy, Mark, AA Best, and of course, Death Ranger. Hope you're all well, and it's time for the weekly updates of everything that's been happening on both the Songbird and Flare Network. So, obviously, let's address the elephant in the room, the whole business with SBF and FTX. It's been a lot of drama in the past week, but I'm sure you all know the story by now. So I'm not going to regurgitate it. We're just going to completely focus on everything Songbird and Flare related. So we're going to start off here over on Flare Metrics. That's flaremetrics.io. And as I always say, it's a great place if you want to look at reward rates and performance of signal providers on the network. So ordering by descending here for the reward rate, this epoch so far, on the top 5, we have Atlas FTSO, we have Nortso, we have Evolve FTSO in 3rd, Oracle Swap in 4th, and in 5th, we have S-Toads. So in the top 5 this time, only S-Toads that are actually giving additional rewards. And it looks pretty interesting. I was looking at this fee, 1%, which is pretty crazy. We've got Nortso here also changing to 1%, which is pretty interesting. And Nortso are actually going to be distributing some of their rewards or the fees that they incur or that they receive from delegators over to pay off one of the XFi collaterals. So that's going to be pretty good. It's going to start, I guess, stabilizing the Canary dollar, which is always good. But yeah, that's how the signal providers are performing this week. Jump over here to nifty.io, give it a quick refresh and check out the collection. So NFT collections on Songbird, we have S-Toads topping the charts. I believe it was first last time as well, actually. Second place, we have the Fat Cats. In 3rd place, we have Canary Punks. 4th place, the Fat Tigers. And in 5th place, the Super Bad series. That's the Genesis collection. So pretty good. Let's move on, shall we? So, just a bit of a reminder here that this NFT, part of the Flare Community Poker Club series, is actually going to be given away to a Patreon member at the end of this month. So we're going to do it on the live stream as always, just to make sure that you guys know it's fair. And I think it will be 3 weeks from now. So the first live stream in November. And yes, you do get a physical card. And we did actually have a poker game on Friday. It's pretty interesting, just a test one, but it was a lot of good fun. Yes, regarding the big fiasco that we of this week, there is one good thing that did come out of it, and it really has prompted many individuals to implement good practices and start storing their assets in self-custody. Now, this should be something that you should already be thinking about, and it's a real shame that it took such a devastating event to catalyze this process. So if you are holding your assets on an exchange, just realize that you're not in full control. If something happens to the exchange and they say, we're halting withdrawals, then it's already too late, because after that point, you won't be able to withdraw your assets. So I would always highly recommend taking the time to invest or just basically get your assets off of the exchanges. And there's lots of free options out there. I think if you're in the Songbird and Flare community, your best bet is probably Bifrost. It's free, it's a mobile app, and easily accessible. So be sure to keep that in mind. And I imagine that most of you guys already have your SGB off exchanges at least, because hopefully you're delegating, right? And if you're not, you're missing out. So another one that I just wanted to highlight again with the recent events that have occurred. This is a true story. If you don't have to worry about withdrawing your assets from a decentralized exchange or a DEX, because they're already in your wallet. This is what a decentralized exchange is. It's an exchange, but it's decentralized. It's trading on the network itself, and you connect your wallet to the decentralized exchange, and that way they're always available, right? So something else that I just thought I would highlight. We've got Hugo here, Flare CEO and co-founder, talking about the Flare Improvement Protocol and he's saying that it solves the extended distribution problem. And then any exchanges that do go bankrupt between now and the TDE, which is the token distribution event, we will withhold the token from that exchange and negotiate with them to gather on-chain addresses for their users that are entitled to FLR. So basically, they're saying if anything were to happen with exchanges, they're going to try and negotiate some sort of deal where they can get the data of their customers and then distribute all eligible FLR. On a similar sort of thread here, we won't distribute to any known Celsius addresses without a guarantee of onwards distribution and enabling withdrawal. We've asked Celsius to provide a list of addresses so that we can distribute directly, and they are thinking about it. We will do the same with other defunct entities. So that's something to take note of. And I hear a lot of people saying, the longer the TDE, the token distribution, takes, the more likely that some of these exchanges may go bankrupt. And that's true. But at the same time, this is actually going to, over the long term, resolve the issue, because one of the biggest advantages of this proposal, if it's passed, is that you don't have to rely on the exchanges for 3 years. Okay, so we may be waiting a little bit now for the distribution event, which is expected to commence in early January. But to take that reliance away from the exchanges for the next 3 years, which is how long the distribution will take, is really a no-brainer. Once the distribution process starts, I don't think there's going to be that much changing about it. So definitely something to consider. And if you do want to, I guess, have a simulation of what this Flare improvement protocol does to the distribution, it actually does many different things, but the distribution of FLR is just one of them. It's probably the main thing. But Flare.space, they've created this dApp, this decentralized application, and this is what it looks like here. And it sort of gives you a comparison on the amount of FLR that you will receive on average. So, you can see that on this particular line here, you see that the red, this is the existing scheme, which is, distributing to exchanges, and it's not based on delegation. But if it is based on delegation and you have this green line here, you actually end up getting, on average, you'll end up getting more if you are participating in the network. So I guess some people really like this visualization aspect. So I'd highly recommend checking this out if you haven't already, and you can follow them over on flare_dot_space. Some great news here coming from Spark, the Spark Coin_IO, and this is actually a project which was created or is being created by the community legend Nebuchadnezzar, and it's basically going to be a tip bot on Twitter for the Spark token, and also issued assets on the Songbird and hopefully Flare network too. So exciting things coming, and I'm wishing him all the best for this project. And he does actually have a website here, sparkcoin.io, and you can, I guess, see the roadmap here. Very interesting project, and it's going to be great to see new functionality coming to Songbird, something a little bit different that we haven't really seen yet. And many of you may already know that I'm actually quite a big tipper on my profile. I do tips daily for people that are sharing content, and I'm actually distributing tens of thousands of ribbits each and every day, in addition to Casino Coin as well. And this is a tip bot for the XRP ledger via Zoom. And I'm looking forward to the day that Songbird joins the party too, because I will definitely be using that application and sort of giving back to the community as and when I can. CanaryX here, announcing a new FTSO partnership, or a signal provider partnership, with Flare Oracle. So they're releasing a decentralized exchange, and it looks like they're partnering with Flare Oracle to provide delegation rewards while you actually stake your Songbird. So similar to how FLR Finance does it, you're able to add your SGB to various pools, but you're also able to claim that SGB. So again, making use of the native functionality of the token SGB. So that's pretty good news. we have this here from Sparkles. So Sparkles, the NFT marketplace, if you're actually holding one of the Genesis collections, I believe it's the Canary Birds. Let me just quickly go here. This is what it looks like. Where are we now? There we go. This one. See if I can find it here. So yeah, if you are holding any of these NFTs, give me a second. Where are we? Did I just completely miss it? Oh, it's not there. Let me just have a quick peek here. No, I don't know. I must have missed it. Wait, am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. I was definitely... Oh, there we go. Sorry. Absolutely oblivious there. This is what the collection looks like. This is the Sparkles Genesis collection. And if you are actually holding any of these, you do get to participate in the Sparkles DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization. So this is basically it here, and they're having this governance vote. Don't know when it ends, but this is what it looks like. Actually, yeah, it ends on the 18th. So you have 4 more days if you do want to get involved. And it's basically this amendment is basically overwhelmingly for, and it's basically to increase the initial distribution of SNFT, Sparkles Genesis Sparkles NFT points or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but this asset is going to hopefully be moved from a 2% distribution to all the holders up to 3%. So I can't imagine this not passing because, you know, it's benefiting the people that are holding who can actually vote. So if you do have one, be sure to vote and let your voice be heard. Yeah, just a gentle reminder here. You know, we've obviously seen a massive decrease in the price for all assets amongst the crypto space in the past week. And for me personally, I'm as bullish on this technology today as I was last week. You know, nothing's really fundamentally changed, right? Centralized exchange, you know, obviously they've been going through some issues and facing bankruptcy, but that doesn't really have anything to do with the technology itself. You know, it's like saying that stocks are not as useful because an exchange that trades stocks have had some problems. It really doesn't make sense. So fundamentally, nothing's changed. People are building every single day. And for me, that's a reason to be optimistic. Over on to FLR Farms. They've actually updated their UI. This is what it looks like now. You may remember it used to look like loads of little boxes. I quite like it. It's a bit more condensed. I don't know what you guys think, but just thought I'd give you a heads up in case you haven't seen this yet. Last but not least, we have this news here from Assertic Alert, and they're talking about an exit scam with this project called Flare. Now, I don't want anyone to get confused. You know, if we look here, this is the contract, and it's actually on the Binance chain, right? So this is something that I replied to. You know, the FLR is only going to exist on the Flare network. It's the native asset of the Flare network, and it's the same with any native asset. So Bitcoin can only exist on the Bitcoin blockchain. XRP can only exist on the XRP ledger, and FLR can only exist on the Flare network. And if you have someone saying that they have some FLR to sell you, like right now, before the distribution, they're lying to you, because until it's been distributed, they can't have anything to sell, right? And something else that I think's really important to highlight is some of you may be thinking, well, what's this idea of having Bitcoin as an F asset, right? So indeed, Bitcoin is going to be an F asset, but this isn't going to be Bitcoin on the Flare network. It's going to be like a derivative, like a synthetic, right? Like it's wrapped. So the Bitcoin will always exist on the Bitcoin network or the Bitcoin blockchain, whatever you want to call it. But a representation of that will be dynamically minted on Flare in the form of an F asset. So native assets cannot leave their network. So that's something important to realize. And if you have someone trying to sell you FLR on Ethereum, that's not FLR, because FLR only exists on Flare. That's pretty much it for this week. I will encourage all members, Patreon members and paid YouTube members, to come over here on the Flare Community Discord. We're going to have a bit of a chinwag here on the members stage. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you there. And with that being said, keep your hopes up. Don't worry, there are brighter days ahead. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.